Hey everyone, it's Rodney from Bloke Support coming to you live from Thailand, and I am just about to head off onto day 2 of this epic bike ride. It's about 10 to 6 in the morning here, and as a side note, at dinner last night, we give out these little awards here, and I won jointly an award for courage, little elephant here. So that was really nice. But I've just been reading a lot of the messages and comments that you've made on a video last night that you've sent me, and knowing there's a whole heap of support out there for me, I was overcome with just emotion. I actually was, not long ago, I was just crying at the amount of support that I've got. So thank you so much for all of that. That's going to keep me going on this journey. But that's really what we need. Support is something that's going to help all of us through hard times and difficult times. People that believe in us, and that's especially true for me, because growing up I heard a lot of people saying, no, you can't do this, you won't make it. And so whenever I get this support these days, it just means so much more to me, and that gives me the strength to carry on. So I'm going to use that today to help me get through. So thank you so much. I was going to keep it short because I've got to go, but I will see you. Thanks, Elizabeth, for your comment. I will see you all at the finish line today. I'll send another video. Bye. Hey everyone, it's Rodney from Bloke Support, and I have just finished day 2 of my 500k bike ride through Thailand. And yesterday I spoke about how I was struggling mentally with the ride, and really happy to say that I did a lot better today. Especially in the first part of the day, the first few legs, I did really well physically, but then also mentally as well. And there's a few things that I wanted to share with you that really helped that, because we all struggle through adversity at times, and I think these lessons can help you in whatever you're going through as well. And so the first thing that really helped me is I had a lot of people riding up with me, and they were talking to me. We're just having casual conversation about anything, and it was really good because it showed me that there's a lot of support out there for me, and also from you guys as well, which is awesome. Keep your comments and likes and everything happening. It's great. But time just seemed to really go, and we're able to connect, and it sort of helps you feel like you're not alone when that happens. And so that was really awesome. Another thing that helped was because I was doing better physically, I was just more motivated to keep going. I just noticed I have a lizard crawling across my my wall in the hotel. Can you see that? That's cool. Anyway, yeah, because I was doing better physically, and I started off today with sore leg muscles too. I was just much more motivated to keep going. Now there were times when, again, I was I didn't have anyone around me to talk to, and I felt all alone. And we do that from time to time. And so what really helped me get through in those times, I started talking out loud to myself, but I did it as Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I did this really sort of poor impersonation, and I would just yell things at myself like, come on, keep going, don't be a baby, and stuff like that. And it really helped because it was funny, and I thought it was funny, and it sort of took a lot of the seriousness off, and I didn't become cranky a lot. And so humor also works to help get us through these times. And yeah, I did really well in the ride for the first few legs, and we got to a place where we got to see some monkeys, which was just awesome. And sort of fed the monkeys and took photos and stuff. And after that third leg, I just all of a sudden had a big drop in energy. And with that drop in energy, a lot of my mental resilience, a lot of my mental energy also dropped as well. And that's when it became a bit harder again. And I was still able to use the same things. I had people helping me, talking to me, particularly the last leg. I had a mate sort of back help, just talking to me, and that was really good. I wouldn't have got through that last stage without him and that support. But a lot of it was harder to do because my mental energy had dropped, and so I had to take a break. I sort of did one of the legs in the back of the van, and yeah, I was a little disappointed that I did, but it was an 18k leg, and had I not done that, I wouldn't have done the final 10k's and missed sort of riding into the pit stop. And that's a big lesson for us too. Sometimes we do need to stop, get rest. Rest will help us to push on through. So these are why you need to plan holidays and plan time off and downtime, because that rest is really important. Also too, whatever I can do physically to sort of have more energy tomorrow, I'll probably maybe eat more at breakfast or something else like that. A little bit apprehensive, a bit anxious about tomorrow because it's going to be a much bigger day. I think someone said we're running about 128 k's, and they're all pretty long legs, and so I'm a little bit nervous about how I'll go, but I know I'm going to be better in the earlier part of the day, so I'll do what I can there, and I'll use these strategies to keep myself going. And another thing too, it was incredibly hot today, and that was really sort of affecting me. I think it was sort of like mid 40s or something ridiculous like that. And there were times when we weren't going through shade; it was just open sort of air, just heat pounding down on you. And I got a little sunburnt too, a little sunburn, if you can see that there. And so that definitely doesn't help. But I'll just keep putting on that sunscreen, and tomorrow I'll take these lessons into the ride with me, and I will grow and learn more no matter what happens, and I'll be sure to share it with you. So until then, peace out, and I will catch you at the end of day 3. Hey everyone, it's Rodney from Bloke Support. And I've finished day 3 of the Thailand ride, and I'm more than halfway through now, which is amazing. Day 3, it was certainly the hardest day we've had, and I think possibly the hardest day we will have, which is fantastic. It was 128 kilometers all up. Grueling heat. I believe we got up to about 42 degrees on the road during the height of the day, and there was big rolling hills that we had to deal with, and I did well. I can say that. I can say I did well. I got through the second leg, which was the first of the hills, and I learned a lot from that. I came to a hill and I was just struggling to get up it. I was pedaling at a crawl, and eventually my bike slipped off my bike tire slipped off the road, so I got off and pushed, And just thinking of an old adage at the time, you know, if you can't walk, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. It's like, if you can't ride, push. So I pushed it up the hill and then got back on and went down the hill, and that was a strategy I used for a lot of it. I pushed that bike up a lot of hills that I couldn't get up. At the time, I was just fighting this mental war, and if I gave up and went to the van, I lost. So when I couldn't ride, I pushed, and I got there, which was amazing. That's not to say I did all of it. I did sit out a few legs in the van, probably all up. I probably rode today about 70 k's, which is good for me because I'm not a physical athletic person. The more experienced riders we've got here, even they struggled with today, and everyone was just wiped. I did get quite down on myself though for having sat out so much of it, and I was just reiterating what I said yesterday about needing rest. Also knowing your limitations. If I can't make it up hills, then I can't make it up hills. Doesn't mean I can't in the future. I just gotta practice it and do more. But the reason why I was so down on myself is I was looking at other people that did finish, and I think, oh, they're finishing and I'm not. Now I feel like shit. And that's another lesson to be learned, is to not compare yourself to other people, because they got different stories, they got different circumstances, they got different everything, and so it's not going to be the same. You know, if I compared myself now to myself before all of this started, I wouldn't have been able to do what I have done. And so that in itself is winning right there. And as a lot of people have told me, I can be immensely proud of what I've done, even if I don't think so. And I do. Also too, me getting down on myself, as we often do, is not going to help me to finish this thing. And that's the important bit. So I need to move past that so I can finish this thing. And tomorrow we've got a rest day, so I'm going to spend that time resting up so I can finish out strong. But it's been a big day. I've done well, and basically I come up against stuff I wasn't prepared for. Wasn't prepared for 42-degree heat. How could I? Live and train in Sydney. Wasn't prepared for the rolling hills. There's a lot I wasn't prepared for, and people say, "Oh, shouldn't you train for that?" But you know, yeah, even if I had have trained, a lot of it I couldn't have prepared for. This is why the people who are doing the ride again are doing much better, because they're more prepared. They know what to expect. And we come up against situations we're not prepared for. We're not ready for them, but they happen, and we have to deal with them. And you deal with them as best you can, whether that's walking up a hill, whether that's taking a rest in a bus, whether that's talking to people. You know, I also wasn't prepared for the pain I'm in. Bit of pain in my legs, bit of pain elsewhere that probably don't want me to talk about. But I'm going to rest up and deal with that pain, and I'm going to smash out the last 2 days I go right into this orphanage and high five the kids, and you know, that's what it's about. It's about these kids who I've already raised over $5,000 for. Whatever else I achieve is just icing on the cake. So I will make another video tomorrow after some rest. I've really enjoyed all of the comments and shares and likes, so please keep them coming. They mean so much to me, you can't imagine. I'm gonna get some rest. Take care. Hey everyone, it's Rodney from Bloke Support, and today was a really awesome day. It was rest day here on the ride, and I got to do that. I got to rest. I spent some time in the pool, a lot of time actually, which was good because I got to stretch and use my legs, and so now they feel really good. I got to process and download and really help my head and my mental state become really good. We spent a lot of time traveling to our next point, this lovely hotel we're in, and so that was cool. A couple of hours sitting in the nice air-conditioned car, just resting. It was good to not be on the bikes for a day, and I got to have a shave as well because I was really annoyed with my face, and so I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling much more determined, and I'm feeling ready to tackle tomorrow and really smash it. And I think tomorrow's going to be over 100 Ks, which is going to be tough, but I'm determined to rock on and smash it. But I wanted to introduce you to someone tonight. I want to introduce you to this guy here, and this is Kim, and Kim is 15 years old, and I'll tell you a little bit about Kim. He's 15 years old and lives at Ban Thun Nam Chai, which is the orphanage we're riding to at the moment, the orphanage where we're raising money for. He likes cooking and enjoys playing football with his friends, and he hopes someday to become a soldier because he's inspired by his uncle's profession. And Kim is one of the orphans that lives at the orphanage, and he is the orphan that I've been paired up with. So they paired us up with one of the orphans, and they gave us a little photo, a little story about him, and he rides with me in my pocket every single day, and he is the orphan that I am riding for. See, because it's not just I'm riding for an orphanage or I'm riding for a charity. This is who I'm doing it for. I've never met him, but on Saturday I will, and it's really good. When it gets hard to pull it out and read it and have that face on the reason I'm doing this, and that's an important thing that we focus on every morning before we set out to ride. We hear another story about another orphan, and it just helps to remind us why we're doing it. It connects us with our purpose. And I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. And that's what prevents us from stopping. And we all have deeper reasons, deeper purposes why we do things, why we do the work that we do, why we, married to the people we're married to, why we do the things we do. And when these things get tough, we need to remind ourselves why we're doing it. We need to remember those clearer purposes.
those higher purposes of why we're doing it. It could just be as simple as I'm doing it for my kids or whatever. This is why people put photos of their family and stuff on their work desk. When a work day is shit, you look at your family and go, oh, that's why I'm working 60 hours a week and slogging it out and taking crap from my boss. It's so these guys can live. So tomorrow, when it gets tough in between legs, I'm going to pull that card out. I'm going to read it. And I'm going to think about meeting him on Saturday. I'll meet him on Saturday, and hopefully I'll get a photo of us together. And something else I wanted to also share from rest day. We had an incredible dinner tonight, and afterwards we all got up and we spoke about ourselves, and we spoke about why we're doing this, what initially inspired us and what the best thing to come out of it was. And for me, the best thing that come out of it is I've truly understood what support means, because when we're struggling on a leg, when we're going through the ride, when people are at breaking point, we all rally round each other, and we all support each other, and we all lift each other up. There's been more times than not when someone's struggling at the back of a pack up a hill, and a stronger rider comes back for them. And you'll see them with their hand on the back, almost like they're pushing them up and pushing them along. No one is tearing shreds off each other. No one's saying how better they are than anyone. No one's giving them a reality check and go, oh, well, you're not doing well because you didn't train hard enough or whatever. Because that is not what support is. Support is not putting someone down, hoping it will push them up. Support is lifting other people up to a higher level. And that's something that's really important to me, given my job is supporting people. And so that's the best thing I've got from this ride. I've got a deeper understanding of what support is, and I hope that now you do too. And when it comes time for you to support someone in your life, and if you have been trying to support them in another way, either by tearing them to shreds or trying to give them a reality check or whatever, you'll think that, how can I lift this person up? How can I tell them that you can do this, or that you have got what it takes, or no matter what happens or what your result is, I accept you for who you are. Because that's what support is. It's been an emotional day. It's been an emotional night. I've shed a few tears, just overwhelmed with positive emotion. And every time I read your comments or anything like that, I become a little overwhelmed. So please keep doing it. It's going to see me into the orphanage in just 2 days. I've got 2 days left of this ride. And right now I'm feeling more determined, more inspired and more motivated to smash it out. So I will see you at the other side of day 4. Hey there, it's Rodney from Bloke Support, and it's day 5 of the bike ride, but talking about day 4, I didn't get to do a video last night because of internet restriction things. So I'm just going to talk briefly before I have to head off about day 4. It was possibly my most physically challenging, my most grueling. We riding lots and lots of big hills, including this really steep, like 8-degree incline, and temperature on the road got up to about 50 degrees at some stages, and it was just really, really hot, really exhausting. And I did it. Although it was very emotional for me too. This steep hill I managed to ride up. I didn't walk, I rode it, which was really awesome. I got to the top, started crying, and then I was crying all the way down the other side of the hill. So very, very big day. I got to the hotel last night and I was just physically wrecked, physically spent, but I've got a little bit more left in the tank for the last stretch, which was amazing. What I've learnt most from yesterday is that each and every day I have been getting stronger physically and mentally, and every time you persevere, every time you push through, you're better able to deal with this in the future, whether it's the next day or whether it's the next time it happens. It doesn't matter whether it's stress or relationship issues. The more you persevere through it, the more stronger you get to deal with it next time. Yeah.
This man is a very, very strong, brave man. This has been bloody hard, and he has been with us every step of the way.
Don't listen to him, he's a liar. No, just kidding. What I've also noticed, like today we've got a shorter leg, we've got 50, 60 Ks, and we're all excited. All really, really excited. It's just amazing how much this has changed, like my perception of distance. And you know, before this ride, if you had have told me, oh Rodney, you're going to do a 50, 60k bike ride, I'm going, oh god. But today I've been told, Rodney, you're doing 50, 60k bike ride. I'm like, yes, it's just 60 Ks. This will be good. This will be nice after, you know, 100, 80 Ks. So I'm noticing these small changes in myself, and then I'm noticing the changes other people are sort of telling me about, giving me that feedback. I'm gonna go, but next time I talk to you, I'll finish the bike ride and I'll be at the orphanage. So I will see you then. Hey, it's Rodney from Bloke Support, and this is day 5 of the ride. I'm actually in the middle of the ride, and we've just stopped at this amazing temple, and it's pretty significant on this trip for a number of reasons. First reason, the most important reason, is this temple is the place where after the Boxing Day tsunamis in 2004, they stored a lot of the bodies here. And Peter Baines, who founded Hands Across the Water, the charity I'm writing for, he was sent here to this temple to help identify thousands and thousands of bodies. And I think we'll have a bit of a tour through the temple and a bit of a talk about that. So that's going to be a very somber, moving experience. Most importantly though, the second reason why this stop is significant, it's our final stop before we get to the orphanage and meet the kids, and it's only 3 Ks away. I'm nearly done, and yeah, it's just 3 Ks away, which is very doable. So I will speak to you after. Hey there, it's Rodney from Bloke Support, and I am in this very swank, luxurious hotel room. Don't look at my clothes on the bed. After having completed day 5, the final day of my bike ride, and we've just come back actually from the orphanage where we had dinner and a really big celebration. There was music and dancing and fireworks and all sorts of really cool stuff, and it was a really special night, and a night that I'm not going to forget in a really long time. And I've been really reflective over today about what this whole experience means, and what's one more thing, insight I can share with you that I'm going to carry through me throughout the rest of my life. And you know how today went. We woke up and we had a special sort of meeting, and it's the last time together as a riding group, and we rode on together, and we went to a big hill, and we sort of rode up this hill and rode into the temple. I shared a video earlier about the temple, and it was a really solemn experience. We had a minute's silence for the thousands of people whose bodies were taken there for identification, and we were reminded that the bodies that were at this place, they were the children of the people who work at the orphanage we're about to go visit, and they were the parents of some of the kids that are at the orphanage, and we're going to meet them. And we took a moment's silence just to reflect on that, and then we rode the final 3Ks as a big group to the orphanage, and that was an emotional experience. I shed many a tear on that journey, and then we rode into the orphanage, and the kids were out there to meet us and giving us high fives, and a lot of, especially little ones, very affectionate, giving us lots of cuddles. And we spent some time with them, for about an hour, and we had a look around before we came back here, freshened up, and then we went on to the celebration. And you know, if there's one final thing I can leave with you about what this ride means, it was summed up brilliantly at the temple. And we received a Facebook message from Peter Baines, who is the founder of Hands Across the Water and the man responsible for all of this. And his message was read out to the entire group, and he said, it is not about the money you've raised, and it is not about whether you came first in the ride or whether you came last. It's not about whether you sat out any part of it in the van. It's not about whether you did 500 kilometres or 5 kilometres. What this ride is about, it's about the shared experience. The shared experience of doing this challenge with other people. And that is so true. That was no more evident than tonight. You know, we jumped into the little bus, and it was cramped, and we were all like cattle in the back of this bus going to the orphanage, and we broke out into a sing-along. You know, this one group united by this shared experience, and on the way back as well, another sing-along cramped in the same bus. And we're about to go down now to the beach in Khao Lak, and we're going to let off some more fireworks. And you know, one of the members, he's a professional singer. He got up and he sang in front of the group tonight. There you go. And one of the other riders goes, "That's our boy." You know, we're all together now. We're all bonded, connected by this shared experience. And you know, whenever I see these people, we're going to go back to our lives, and it's not going to be the same. But we'll meet up down the track, and we will remember that, and we'll have that, me and him, or me and her, and whoever else was there, and something they don't have with anyone else in the world except for the people in that group. It's that shared experience, that bond, and that bond is very sacred. And that is, to me, what life is. You know, we are all in this one big shared experience together, and the more you can share these experiences with people, the more bond you can connect with them. If you have these shared experiences with your kids, your wife, workmates, mates, you will create this special bond that is very, very special. Life is a shared experience, and it's meant to be shared, and it's meant to be experienced. So please take that with you. Anything else in all my videos, please take with you. These are things I've come to realize over this last week. They're special things that I'll never forget. This is the last video. It was the last day of the ride, and I am totally many things, and words just can't express them. Thank you so much for sharing in this journey with me, and if there's any way I can help you out with your life, please get in touch. It's been very special. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all of your support and all of your words.